Katseye debuted a new song. But what the heck does Eat Zucchini mean? aespa celebrate 5 years since the release of Black Mamba. But it sparked a whole other conversation. The biggest K-pop group in history is? All that and more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with the friends you don't have. I know it's been a week since I've graced you with a totally legit K-pop news video, but the news has just been non-existent. So I'm sorry for the drought. I try to still keep you guys updated through shorts. I also have a second channel and a podcast channel where I upload as well. But enough of my life story. Let's get into today's video.
땡땡 코코투.
Okay, so Katseye are currently on tour. And for their first stop in Minneapolis, they actually debuted a brand new song called Internet Girl. Now, Katseye themselves actually posted a snippet of this song onto their Instagram, so let's listen to a little bit of it. But I mean, essentially the lyrics go, haven't you heard? I'm the Internet Girl. So a lot of fans are so excited to have a brand new song that is technically unreleased, right? That the girls can perform at their concert. So excited for this one. I needed this song yesterday. New song, I love you girls. Mano, gnarly vibes. Learning this for the Toronto show. However, of course, as you can imagine, with anything, there's been some backlash. Again, well, some people find that the song is camp, that it's fun, it's quirky, that it's in line with gnarly. Some criticism is also actually exactly that they want to see more R&B songs from Katseye, that they want more vocal-heavy songs from Katseye. That gnarly was very divisive. Katseye is so frustrating because they literally have everything you could ever ask for in a group, and then you hear the music. Y'all let the gnarly rage bait slide, now they stuck doing skibbity toilet music forever. I just want them to release a song for a target audience older than 12. Again, like I mentioned, there's a lot of fans saying that people are taking the song too seriously, that it's meant to be fun. Some actually pushing back, saying this song is actually quite deep if you look into the lyrics, which is another topic of conversation for Internet Girl. As I showed you in the snippet, they say, eat zucchini. And then the lyrics go on to say, do you read me like the emoji? So what could that possibly mean? Some people think it's inappropriate because if you're referencing zucchini and then mentioning an emoji, so the zucchini emoji, think of the eggplant emoji. What does the eggplant emoji reference? Well, definitely not eggplant. So some are speculating that it's kind of sexual in nature. Maybe the act of literally eating zucchini. No. Figuratively eating zucchini. Some do think it's literally eating zucchini, that it ties into diet culture. Some think it's kind of a way to say, eat. I definitely censored that, but hopefully you understand what I meant. Now, one of the songwriters behind the song actually talked about this in a TikTok. Let's take a listen.
Mean whatever you want it to mean. I also co-wrote Cake by the Ocean with Mattman and Robin. And when Mattman and Robin sent me this track, they were in Sweden. They sent me the track to Internet Girl. And me and Livy Frank wrote to it. And I know what, and the track they sent had the eat zucchini part in it. And I know what it meant to me. I know what I interpreted it as, just like Cake by the Ocean. I have a meaning for it, but it's whatever y'all want it to mean.
So essentially the line eat zucchini was already in the song, but it can mean whatever you want it to mean. It's camp, it's fun. And again, the comments are so divided. I hate it, I'm sorry, it makes no sense. They don't deserve this humiliation ritual. It's genius, I love it. The PR friendly answer, LOL. Because again, some people think it's more, eat zucchini. Eat beep. Let's read some of your comments about this. Laura confirmed on a Weverse Live that it literally means suck it. That's what I was thinking. From Laura's input in an interview, eat zucchini means for people who critique famous people and tell them to lose weight. People tell Katseye to do that. Zucchini is a popular weight loss food. The whole song is about criticizing the internet and how viewers see celebrities' idols. Interesting, because the other comment was like, Laura confirmed something else. This comment is also saying it's about diet culture. People had the same reaction about Gnarly's lyrics too, lol. Laura said eat zucchini means suck it for the haters. I don't know how to spell zucchini, but if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. I think the eggplant emoji is basically saying to the haters to suck it, not in that way. I like this one, but I think eat zucchini is a very sus line specifically meant to drive controversy. Respect to the same dude that worked on Tonight I Might and Mean Girls for admitting that zucchini line didn't have a universal meaning. I know he didn't say it in those words, but that's what I got for him. I just assumed that the zucchini line was along the lines of kick rocks and go fly your kite thing. My first thought was like diets. Zucchini is a type of summer squash, a green or sometimes yellow fruit from the gourd family that is used as a vegetable in cooking. I found in Google. Thanks, Google. I think Katseye just wants us to eat our veggies or fruits if you believe zucchini is a fruit. Is that up for interpretation? But all in all, people have been discussing Katseye's music for a while now. Some people are saying that they like the music the way it is, other people saying that they need better music. But what are your thoughts on that? What do you think of Internet Girl? And what's your interpretation of eat zucchini? Because at first I'm like, oh my god, like it's literally so clear. Like the zucchini emoji is so like popular in pop culture. And then I was like, wait, that's the eggplant emoji. But then I'm like, oh, but wait, like maybe that's too on the nose. So they went with zucchini. I don't even know. I don't. I think I know, but like I don't want to say it. I digress. A couple days ago, aespa celebrated their 5-year anniversary for Black Mamba. However, in people posting about Black Mamba, it sparked a whole conversation on the aespa's members' faces. Did they get surgery? Is it just a different makeup style? Some people are saying that they can't recognize some of the members. For example, this is Giselle, this is Karina. People were posting before and afters. So of course it sparked the conversation. Is this plastic surgery? Or is it simply getting older, different makeup changes? And people had a lot to say. This tweet launching GD stands all calling their fave girls plastic and fake. K-pop really is a disease because what do you mean you're fighting over strangers' faces? They look the same to me. The makeup drastically changed though. Now, this isn't a conversation that is exclusive to aespa. I feel like this happens to so many K-pop groups. It just depends if it gains traction on Twitter or not. I mean, there's so many groups that even like if they debuted a year ago, you'll notice that they look very different. And of course, there are makeup changes that you can do that drastically change your features. There are simply changes that happen when you get older, when you lose or gain weight. Now, of course, there are absolutely changes that cannot be achieved through makeup, you know? You can make a shadow on your lips, make them appear bigger, but sometimes in before and after pictures. And I'm not saying this about aespa, okay? I'm just talking in general. You know, sometimes you can detect certain surgeries. You can detect certain fillers or whatever the case may be. I'm definitely not an expert or anything. I mean, of course, if you're a celebrity, it's at your fingertips, cosmetic procedures, surgeries, and increasingly more so for the everyday person as well. So with all that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What are your thoughts on celebrities' faces changing? Do you think it's an important thing to point out so that people idolizing can understand that certain results aren't naturally achieved? Do you think it's none of anyone's business? Let me know your thoughts. The biggest K-pop group in history. Now that is definitely a question. A question, okay, it's not a question I'm willing to discuss, but Rolling Stone had the guts to do so. And then kind of quietly took it back. So Rolling Stone wrote an article titled, Why Are Blackpink Solo Members Not Eligible for Best New Artist Grammy? So let's read a bit of the article and then we'll talk about the original claim and then what was changed. Last year was a big one for Blackpink fans as each group member showed off their solo prowess by releasing excellent debut albums. Lisa delivered Alter Ego, Rosé gave us Rosie, Jennie released Ruby, and Zizi shook things up with Amortage. Despite such a big year, especially for Rosé with APT, many Blinks may be wondering why none of the girls earned nominations for Best New Artist. That was definitely a huge conversation for Blackpink. As solo artists, of course, they've been Blackpink since 2016. What? Yeah, which in theory wouldn't be an issue for the Best New Artist category because, as Rolling Stone explains here, the term new in the category title is a key word here. The Best New Artist category recognizes a breakthrough into the public consciousness and notably impacted the musical landscape in the last year. The rulebook states that any artist who had achieved a breakthrough in a prior eligibility period is not eligible for the award. So because Blackpink haven't recently had a breakthrough, they wouldn't really be eligible, right? But in terms of them as solo artists, would that be still the case? Would they be eligible? Would they not be eligible? Well, here's the thing. So Rolling Stone originally wrote, Blackpink is without a doubt the biggest K-pop group in history and has been for years, as kind of an explanation as to why they wouldn't be eligible as a group at least. But then it seems that they changed it to, since Blackpink is without doubt the biggest K-pop girl group in history and has been for years. Continuing on to say, its members are ineligible for the category as solo acts. So of course, because Rolling Stone originally wrote that they were the biggest K-pop group in history, it received a lot of backlash, and it seems that through that backlash, they ended up changing what they wrote. So let me know what you think about that change. Do you think they should have just kept it the way it was? Do you think the revised version is more factual? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Why is Wonyoung acting like that? So I'm sure it's no surprise to you guys that IVE's Wonyoung has been receiving so much backlash in general. But when it comes to award shows, she's received a lot of backlash for, walking ahead of everyone else. People saying that she's, running ahead of everyone else so that she can be first. People saying that she's always in the center, that she's grabbing the trophy before anyone else. So as IVE won an award at the KGMAs, people noticed that she was seemingly acting different and they wondered if the criticism had gotten to her. So if we take a look at this TikTok, we can see that she is, not going straight to the center. She actually pauses. She's going to the side, but then there's a spot in the center. So she ends up going to the center. And then it seems like she's scared to actually touch the trophy. But this is what the TikTok is saying, right? We see Katseye walking in front. Wonyoung is not the first one walking in front. Wonyoung is actually the last one. So of course, people started speculating. Starship always hides Wonyoung to make the other members shine. In this stage, every member had special details on their outfits, but Wonyoung didn't have anything. I know what you mean, but please don't do this. Kyle is just starting to get the attention she deserves. See, this is Dive's reaction whenever Wonyoung fans talk about the mistreatment she gets, not just from the company, but from the haters as well. It's not that deep, but when it's the other members, you'll baby them and paint Wonyoung the bad guy, lol. Y'all are not getting the point here. Wonyoung is now scared and extra careful of what she's doing, such as walking in front, touching the trophy, being in the center, all because people always have something to say on whatever she does, even if it's normal. Honestly, kind of sad though, because back then, Aizwan Wani was so carefree and bubbly, but immature people had to ruin it and be so harsh on her every move. It hurts. Let's read some more of your comments. She touches the trophy, people complain. She doesn't touch the trophy, people will complain. She must be the strongest idol mentally I've seen, considering all the forced hate she gets at everything she does. Didn't look like she was avoiding center to me. She was standing directly behind Yujin and we couldn't see her, so she moved. Idols always stand together to accept awards. Also didn't seem like she was scared to touch the trophy. The way Yujin was holding it, she thought she was going to hand it to her, but was mistaken, so she took her hand back. People are overdramatic, giving idols hate for anything, and then they exaggerate idols' movement afterwards. Please, can we stop psychoanalyzing everything Wonyoung does? Y'all dramatic for real. Stop reading into everything this girl does. NewJeans. We have a lot of NewJeans updates, including but not limited to who the heck was in Antarctica? I know, after everything that happened, the biggest question on everyone's minds, who was in Antarctica? Just to recap things very quickly, Adore announced of themselves that Han and Hedon were coming back to Adore. And then the remaining three members announced that they would be coming back to Adore, but that Adore wasn't responding to them, but that it was difficult for them to coordinate things because one of the members was in Antarctica. Which sparked a lot of questions. Again, who is in Antarctica? Why are they there? What are they doing there? So it seems that the member in Antarctica was actually Honey. Why was she there? I don't know. But the fact that she did receive a lot of backlash, on top of all the memes, because people were like, you're in the middle of a legal dispute. Why would you travel during that? Does it mean nothing to you? So on and so forth. Some people were kind of speculating, maybe they were definitely not anticipating going back to Adore, that it was kind of a last minute decision. But there, NewJeans actually released a statement in regards to NewJeans going back to Adore. With many inquiries coming in, I would like to share my position. I believe the decisions the members made yesterday to return together was reached after deep deliberation and discussion. I respect and support that choice. Despite the difficulties, I deeply value the courage of the members who joined hands again to protect one another. I can start anew anywhere. However, I believe that under any circumstances, NewJeans must be kept intact as 5 members. I hope the members grow stronger and that NewJeans becomes an even better group above all, that all 5 members are happy. More than anything, thank you to the fans who stood by NewJeans even in difficult times. Please give a warm welcome to the members as they overcome these challenges and make their return. I too will watch over NewJeans' music and growth and support them to the very end. During this period, as multiple lawsuits proceed simultaneously, a difficult time has been prolonged for all of us. The litigation between Hive and me is entirely separate and has nothing to do with NewJeans. As an individual, I am doing my very best and hope the truth will be brought to light. I ask for your continued support. Here are some reactions to her statement. This is why you can't accept her anymore. Didn't she say she was their mom? She tried to take NewJeans with her when she left the company because it's her best portfolio and career, even though they belong to the company, but ended up getting sued. It's no different from formatting your computer. LOL. She's terrible for real. After using them all she wanted, LOL. What's she doing? What is she up to again? So with that, of course, the deadline for them to appeal the decision that the court made was, to refresh your memory, the court decided that their contract with the door is still valid. But here are some more reactions. It would make it less uncomfortable if they apologized. Did they not know this would happen? I'm just shocked. What do you call a failed revolution? Treason. After losing it all, it ends with Hybe, whom they hate so much. They must be having a hard time, they're just kids. I'm surprised that they started without a single piece of evidence. What were they trusting? Everyone believed that they were making a fuss because there was evidence, but it seems like there wasn't any more evidence. We even saw the Seraphim fans and protest trucks outside of the Hybe building. Here's what some of the trucks read. Lying in court. X-Genes bring harm to the Seraphim. Hybe must separate them. The CEO who delayed the debut is taking it out on the Seraphim. This is real workplace bullying. The perpetrator fandom bunnies is still leaving malicious comments against the Seraphim. Hybe must sue them actively. Fake apologies and fake reconciliation are absolutely prohibited. No one wants it. But then a rumor surfaced. Basically, an insider claimed that the remaining 3 members would only return if Min Hee-jin were reinstated as their producer. Industry insiders say there is a noticeable gap between Adore and the 3 members regarding how much distance they should maintain from Min Hee-jin. Rumors are also circulating that the 3 want Min Hee-jin to return as their producer. When asked for clarification, Adore said it is unable to confirm anything regarding return conditions or discussions. So of course this isn't confirmed, but people do think that might be why those 3 are not being included. And then very interestingly, NewJeans won Friend of the Year K-pop group at the 2025 Korea Grand Music Awards, which also sparked a huge conversation. What did they even do this year? All they did was grab other idols by the hair and drag them into a national audit. What did they do this year? Truly bizarre. This place just hands awards to Hybe. They're basically sucking up to get them to attend. What did they do? They didn't even promote this year. Of course, there's a lot of people who are ultimately happy for NewJeans that they get to continue their career, even though some might feel very sad that they have to return to Hybe, to Adore. There's some people who want them to be kicked out. There's some people who don't want them to continue their careers. Of course, with all that said, let me know what you think. Again, we still don't know what's going on with the remaining 3 members. It seems it's still being discussed, but anyways. So let's move on to Kpop Shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently, and or quick news. All Day Project's Tarzan is being accused of blackfishing. Of course, All Day Project did a photo shoot, and in one of the photos, Tarzan's skin tone specifically was a huge topic of conversation. However, there were fans defending him, saying that's just his natural skin tone. They were showing pictures from his childhood. Ariana Grande and Jimmy Fallon performed ABT by Rosé and Bruno Mars on The Tonight Show. It seems that a school banned kids from singing songs from K-pop Demon Hunters, quote, out of respect for those who find the themes at odds with their faith. But there's some people who think it's quite ridiculous, but they literally, it's in the movie's name. There's an 18+ game called MMORPG Aeon 2, and it's under fire because 2 of the preset characters apparently look like NMIX's Hoyoon and Stray Kids' Felix. And because of the 18+ nature of the game, Jennie is going to perform at the Mela Music Awards, and so is EXO. So people are just joking about Jennie and Kai being at the same event. It seems that the boy Sunwoo seemingly called out QWER at the KGMAs. In his rap, he says, even if you push us aside and copy everything, you can't take what's ours, it's our pride. And people think this is in reference to the lightstick controversy, because this is the boys' lightstick, and then this is QWER's lightstick, which IST Entertainment accused of plagiarism. It seems that Purple Kiss Swan revealed that they still have 2 years left in their contract with the company, despite the fact that the company disbanded the group. Alpha Drive 1 revealed their fandom name, Allies. And now I want to share you fun little things that I want to share with you. So, have you guys seen Frankenstein? I saw Frankenstein anyways. There's this clip and people are saying gnarly. Look. Gnarly. Okay, let me paint the scene. You're watching an idol's birthday live, and it feels like it's just you and the idol hanging out. I mean, that's like the nature of live streams, isn't it? It feels a little, maybe a lot, parasocial. Well, some people are surprised to know that there's a bunch of staff behind the camera. So here's the birthday live, and then we see the whole background. It's actually an entire office in the background with staff members just working, as you can see. So some people are really surprised to find this out. I remember my first time realizing something like this. I was actually watching a variety show with BAP. I don't know, I know it's a variety show and you'd expect there to be staff. I never expected there to be so much staff, because the members like turned the camera around Like the amount of cameras, the amount of people, and you're like, it just feels so casual. We wouldn't think it's such a big production. But anyways, I love this is so interesting. Remember when various groups tried to make Zepeto happen? What happened with Zepeto? Hey there, we make a great pair, great pair. What the hell was this? When you're in a judging competition, but your opponent is Megan? And I reckon that's basically it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. And as for me, I'm going to get going, so I'll see you guys next time. I'll have you know, I recorded this whole video accidentally through this microphone and through the microphone on my MacBook. Yeah, there's a double voice. So I'm like, what do I do? I'm trying on Final Cut Pro. I'm trying everything in the entire world. Literally just Final Cut Pro, but you get the gist. So then I come across Adobe. This is literally not an ad. I get a free trial of Adobe Podcast. So I'm putting the video through this immediately right now as we speak, and we'll see if it makes a difference. So if you notice, like, whenever it's just me on the screen and it sounds a little weird, just know that I literally did everything I could. Like, I put my credit card into that site, okay? I like the color. Thanks for subscribing. I like the color of this shirt, but also the sleeves around the wrist are just uncomfortable, and it's making. What the heck does eat zucchini? Guys, I made a short about this on my podcast channel, and I used the wrong color. So my podcast channel is like a pink theme, like pink and white. And this color scheme is just for my other channel. I was like scrolling on YouTube and I saw the this color scheme and I'm like, why am I seeing my own shorts? Like I never see my own shorts because YouTube doesn't show you your own stuff. But like I'll see my podcast stuff or my vlog stuff. I'm like, no, I ruined everything. Look, you see the difference? What have I done?